slogan is, don't go broke in a nursing home, and that pretty much says it all. But there's a lot of layers, a lot of knowledge here with Larry Weiss of Elder Advisors. And Larry, that is the goal. Don't go broke in a nursing home.
Don't do it, Kentuckiana. You don't have to. It's that easy. Don't do it.
Yep, and it's good information, and only Larry and his team can provide it. But you've taken off this month with workshops.
Yeah, no workshops in July.
Okay, so you're going to crank those back up because the information, here's what we always stress, is that it's good information. You're going to be happy with the outcome because this is something that if you know the rules, you can, so to speak, win the game.
Right. Right. Yeah, okay. and that's why I surround myself with talent, and we are doing the workshops starting back in August, so they can always go to freeworkshop.com and register. But I'm having the time of my life. July is my 25th year of doing this.
Congrats.
I'm very blessed.
Do we need a cake?
Yeah. John, honestly, being in the same room with you for 30 minutes, it's all the reward I need. Because I love John Ramsey. Who doesn't? You are the preeminent voice of Kentuckiana television, John.
Now, when you go on other talk shows, you don't need
that. No. Hey, I'll do many things, but I'll never two-time you, John.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I will not step out on you.
Loyalty is appreciated at this
This is my home,
station.
Baby. It's my home.
Well, I appreciate it. I do.
No.
I do.
You know, and really and truly.
And it is good information.
It is good information, but I tell you what, Wave 3 here in the community is, for me, is just a phenomenal resource for the families in the community. We collectively weathered COVID. You know, live television, we did what we had to do. We got out there. We're doing the workshops since about April. We've been doing them again. But, you know, like at the workshops, I always start out, and of course, Steve Langdon's back from bear hunting. Got to see Steve this morning, our elder law superstar attorney.
And there's always 3 questions, right?
Yeah, there's 3 key questions we ask at the workshops. And the first question, and I tell people, and this is what I'll do, you know, this is why I really wish Zach was running the cameras instead of Dakota. Dakota, it's 12. Thank you, Dakota. Taming production, yeah, I know. Okay. So in any event, I tell people we're going to have a little fun tonight, but we open with three key questions. And I tell the folks, you don't have to be honest with me, but you really need to be honest with yourself. And the first question is, how many people have a loved one in a nursing home or about to go into a nursing home? Hands will go up. That's crisis planning. Families are burning through $7,000 to $10,000 a month.
And that's no exaggeration.
No, those are real numbers. And we can help. We can help. Autumn, as we speak, Autumn Schneider. Love Autumn Schneider. She's the daughter I never had. She's just doing a phenomenal job. She's working with a gentleman. Brian drove down from Cincinnati. He kind of popped in like a Seinfeld pop-in, comes in with 2 big folders under his arm. So Suzanne and Tim are making copies of all this stuff because we need to get his stepfather placed yesterday. The stepfather has some behavioral issues. We're probably going to need secure memory care. So already our options are reducing. And when I was on the show the other day, we were talking about real estate. It's a hot market. It's also a hot market with in the real estate context of placement for nursing homes. So Autumn's really got her work cut out for it to find a secure memory care mail bed yesterday. So she's working on that. So it's real time. Brian is really the question to number 1 for the families. Crisis planning, they're burning through $7,000 to $10,000 a month. It does not have to happen when we use the skill set that Steve Langdon brings to the table as an attorney, because I'm not an attorney, Kentuckiana. I'm too good looking to be an attorney. Yeah. I'm thinking so, right? Very humble.
You could be like a TV attorney.
Yeah, I could be, baby. Yeah. I could.
Okay.
Yeah. L.A. Law, Larry Weiss. So in any event, Steve Langdon makes it work. So when we tell families for that key question, if you have someone in nursing home, Steve Langdon with the legal skill set, we can protect all the assets if someone's going into nursing home or they're in a nursing home burning $7,000 to $10,000.
$7,000 to $10,000. Now, you were talking about the difficulty of placing someone else.
Very difficult.
Is that due to COVID?
You know what? It's a really good question, and I don't have an answer for that. I think a lot of it's like the lid is off. You know, they did what they could to kind of keep mom or dad placated because of COVID, perhaps, and stuff like that, and now everything's open, and everybody, I mean, you know, we're waiting 4 months for bolts on the bridge, right?
Right.
Everybody's waiting because now everything is blown off and everybody wants stuff done yesterday. So whether you're waiting for 200 high tensile strength steel bolts on the Kennedy Bridge or you're trying to get placement, it's wait now. It's wait for everybody.
And you talk, the financial, the legal, the real estate, but a big part of what you do, and we'll get back to those questions here, is peace of mind.
It is.
It's because, I mean, it's stressful. When a loved one's going through this, it's stressful.
It is very stressful. And then the second key question is how many people have a loved one in a nursing home, or excuse me, how many people have been home, they're in home rehab, they've been to a nursing home, they're back, and if things don't work out in a certain way, we might have to do an adjustment there for pre-crisis planning, and hands will go up. And now, sadly, I may be in that second variable. My mom is home right now. She had a bout at the hospital. So I was on the phone with the local home health care agency over in Ohio. And my wife from Minnesota says, "You're from Ohio." I said, "No, if you're from Ohio, you're from Ohio." Now, I don't need no Minnesota Viking people telling me how to say hi. But so that's pre-crisis planning. And the third variable is how many people simply want to avoid this for themselves and their families, and the remaining hands go up, which is a good segue. We had Mr. Mike. No, it's John, but they know and love him as Mike because he's some king of Borden. I don't know. It's really kind of weird. It's kind of weird. His wife, Cindy, was there. They were at the workshop a month ago. And, you know, we make ourselves available for a free consultation. We schedule it so we can ensure that the elder law superstar attorney, Steve Langdon, you know, the keynote speaker, you know, I still live with that. Yeah, keynote speaker. Thanks, John. You know, I thought we had something going on, and you throw that to the attorney. Now he thinks he goes to the checkout lines and says, I'm a keynote speaker.
You've got to keep your employees happy.
Yeah, he's not my employee, people.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He is an attorney at a separate law firm.
Okay,
I refer people to the attorney for legal because I'm not an attorney.
My bad.
So the family, this particular family, King John in Borden, they weren't able to come in at the scheduled time, and so they called out of the blue. They had Autumn's number because she makes herself available for appointments, and said, we want to come in. So they sat down today, King John and his wife Cindy, and they said, we simply want to get ahead of this on pre-planning, so we outlined a plan for them and started something for them. And but kudos to King John, and John knows what I'm talking about, King John.
Of Borden. But I think, you know what I think is...
Don't minimize, John.
No,
I had
Borden's
nothing to do
cool.
with that. Borden's a nice community.
No, I did
Emails
not.
to follow.
No, I meant that to be grandiose.
I mean, it's not like it's Laconia.
Borden, no less. I mean, Borden's huge. I think it's interesting, that aspect of this, because I think that folks, you know, you save your whole life, and maybe part of your retirement plan is that, look, I want to leave things for the kids.
Yeah.
And then if something like this happens, and suddenly you're drained $7,000 to $10,000 a month, which, as you said, is real, then suddenly maybe your kids don't get the, you know,
and the thing is,
them.
I do, and the thing is, you know, everybody loves to buy, they hate to be sold. And we don't really sell to a degree. We just simply give them options. And King John and Cindy knew what they wanted. They'd already been to the workshop. They'd already met Steve. They pretty much knew what was going on. And they came down and sat down and pretty much set out the matrix. This is what we have. This is what we need to do. Because they'd already had the benefit of coming to the workshop. And like, you know, Steve says, and he did coin the phrase, it's good news, Kentuckiana. It is good news. Because for husband and wife, we can protect all the assets. For single person, about half. But we always need the skill set of the attorney, Steve Langdon, to make that work, because we do the financial part, but I always need the attorney to backstop it, because Steve files the Medicaid applications. We do not. We get the documents collected, like as we're speaking in real time. Suzanne and my office staff are going through Brian's documents that he brought down for his mom and his stepdad, where Autumn is also on the phone right now, trying to get crisis placement for someone that has some behavioral issues.
I think, Steve, it's interesting that, you know, senior facilities, insurance companies, I don't want to position them in a negative manner. However, they're going to play the rules, and if you don't know them, you are getting taken advantage of. It may not be on purpose, but it's happening.
Well, and we just had a conversation with Brian this morning, who just did the Seinfeld pop-in. I can say Seinfeld because it was an NBC show. Sure. I feel comfortable saying that. He knew what I meant when I said small room.
No, it's a good thing.
Yeah, in the pop-in. He popped in, right? But, you know, for example, he said, well, now, because the Kentuckiana, the federal rules say that you can keep the minimum community resource allowance for husband and wife is $25,000. And he said, well, what happens if we have 50? Does that mean we'll have to spend that other 25 down? And I said, well, actually, the quick answer is yes. The business office managers and nursing homes, everybody's going to tell you, yes, you have to spend the institutional spouse's 25 down in that example. But because you're working with elder advisors on the financial component, because I'm not an attorney, I mean, I'm good looking enough to be one, but I'm not. I'm not, okay? I do the financial part. John, would you focus, please, for live television?
I'm focused.
Okay. But I told him because we're involved, we're going to be able to transfer the husbands, the institutional spouses, what they call over-resource of $25,000 in our example, over to the at-home spouse, so she keeps everything. That's what happens when they engage elder advisors, so it is good news. So you keep everything, and you're not spending down and losing all these assets that are completely unnecessary. We play by the rules. Everything is disclosed to the state because the attorney ensures that when Steve goes to file. We want the nursing homes paid. I get referrals quite often now from the nursing homes. And people are always really shocked to hear that. The nursing homes, they just want paid. They don't care who the pay source is. And they know if we're involved, we're going to do it right, follow the rules, and make sure that they're paid and mom or dad are taken care of.
All right. Well, don't go broke in a nursing home.
Don't do it. You don't have to.
Don't go broke in a nursing home. We'll talk about the workshops that take place in August. We'll also have more answers for you. And once again, there's multi-layers. No one does what they do. That's elder advisors. And there's that first one. Yes, taking off the month of July. But here we go, Monday, August 2nd. And we'll talk about that and the kind of information that you'll receive with Elder Advisors on Wave 3 Listens Live.
Giddy up.